Supreme Personality of Godhead and His position, and who is that Supreme Absolute Truth, that it is Krishna, this can be understood not by logic. Na tam starkena yojayet. Achintya khalu ye bhavaha na tam starkena yojayet. This is said in the Bhishma Parva of the Mahabharata. That whatever is achintya, whatever is inconceivable, the inconceivable truths cannot be understood by our logic and reasoning. By our logic, reasoning and experimentation, it is not possible to understand inconceivable subject matter. What is inconceivable truth? Inconceivable truth refers to all those truths and principles which are beyond this material world. Just like when we speak of the spirit soul, we all can understand very clearly that I am a spirit soul, that I am occupying this body. How do I understand I am occupying this body? If you look at my whole lifespan, I was born as a small baby. Then I grew up into a small child. Then I became a youth. One day I'll become old. Now, when I become old, that body I had as an infant baby is no longer there. That body of mine as a child is no longer there. When I become old, the body of the young man is also not there. I can take photographs of when I was born, my father holding me in his arms as a newborn baby. I can look at that. I can look at another photograph. I started crawling on this one on the floor. Another photograph, my father is holding my hand and first time I'm learning to walk. And then another photograph, I'm running in the school in a race and I'm jumping in a long jump and getting a medal. Another photograph I can have. Another photograph I can have of me getting my degree certificate, graduating out of college, and in the stage, the chancellor is giving me my certificate. I have a photograph of that. I can look at all these photographs and look at and reminisce. Oh, this is mine. Those days when I was a college student, I had so many friends. So nicely I used to enjoy. As a child, I used to go to this school. This is how I used to do. I used to engage in so many sports. What to do? I could not follow all those sports. I used to like long jump. I used to like cricket. I used to like this. But I could not follow all of them. And about your infancy anyway, you cannot remember. Your mother will tell. You used to do like this. You used to do like that. Whole night you would be crying and you would keep us awake. All those things. And we hear everything and we have to nod our head. That's all. But when we look at the photographs, we say that we can see very clearly these are all different bodies. But bodies are different, but I am the same. I can remember that I am the same. This is my photograph only, but the body is gone. That means within this lifetime itself, I am changing so many bodies, but I am constant. I am not changing. That means what? That means I am different from this body. I am occupying this body. Every time when I give up the child's body and I get the youth's body, I give up that child's body and occupy the young man's body. When I become old, I give up that youth body and I take up the old man's body. Like this, I am occupying this body. I am an occupier of this body. I am not this body. And within this lifetime itself, I am changing so many bodies. Just like we change flats. Today I am living in one flat in Thiruvanmiyur. Tomorrow I'll give up that and take up some flat in Adayar. Day after tomorrow I'll give up that flat and take up some other flat in, say, T Nagar somewhere. So I can keep changing flats, but I will not change. Similarly, I am changing so many bodies. That means we can understand by our rationale that I am independent of this body and I have an existence independent of this body. Now, you take the most modern medical equipment, all electron microscope, everything you take, cut open my body and search where I am situated. You can open up the heart, you can open up the lungs, you can open up the brains, you can open up my intestines. Every part of my body you open up and search where I am situated. Can you find me? You cannot find me. It is not possible. Why? Why you cannot find me? Because I am not made of this category of substance which makes up this body. This body is made up of a substance called matter. And the substance which I am made up of is called spirit, Atma. Spirit or Atma and matter or Jadavastu or Prakriti, both are completely different. They are two categories of substance. They are two different categories of substance. Their characteristics are completely different. Therefore, with your electron microscope and with your this one and all that, you cut up the body and search, you cannot find it. Because what you are searching for, the instruments which you are using to search for me, they are all made up of matter which cannot perceive the substance which is made up of spirit or Atma. So, by modern science, by research, by logic, reasoning and all these things, you cannot even come to the conclusion that I am a spirit soul. You cannot even find me as a spirit soul. Then where is the question of understanding God? First you understand yourself, no? Then you think about understanding God. You figure out who you are. You find out where I am in this body. You figure out the source of consciousness. You cannot even understand me. Where is science going to understand about God? It is not possible. Because science uses our material objects made of matter to understand knowledge. Therefore, the purview of scientific knowledge is all within this material world. Whatever is made of Prakriti, science can figure out. Because science does not have instruments of spirit to research, it cannot figure out what is consciousness, what is spirit, what is Atma. It is not possible. With matter, it is not possible to figure out spirit. And that is why, because our mind and intelligence is also material, it is also product of Prakriti, therefore we cannot understand the Supreme Absolute Truth, we cannot understand Krishna simply with our logic, reasoning and scholarship and intelligence and study of the Vedas. Therefore, as the Katha Upanishad is saying, Prokta Anyenaiva Sujnanaya. To understand transcendental knowledge, you have to hear from a realized soul. That is the only way. Although our ears are also material, Krishna has given one loophole how you can achieve transcendental knowledge. With my material ears, material sound vibrated by another pure devotee, I hear, but that material sound vibrated by the pure devotee has been infused with inconceivable spiritual energy. Therefore, I can understand the inconceivable spiritual subject matter through my material ears and the material sound. It is possible. Therefore, the Vedanta Sutras are also stating, Shastre tu Shabda Moolatvat. The real transcendental knowledge can be understood by Shabda. Shabda Yonitvat. By Shabda, by transcendental sound, we can understand about Krishna, the Absolute Truth. Therefore, simply by researching in the material domain, which is what the scientists are all doing, one cannot even understand the spirit soul, forget about God. The maximum that the scientists can come to is when they see all their research and all those things, they can understand that there is something inconceivable happening. Therefore, there must be some intelligence behind this creation. That much they can understand. That also they cannot prove by any mathematics or by any logic and all that. They can only state some things are inconceivable, how they have happened. Therefore, we must accept that some intelligence must be there. Otherwise, we are not able to explain how all this has happened. They may be able to figure out what has happened. But what caused it is inconceivable. How it happened, how it could have happened, what is the probability of creation happening and life taking place in this earth? Probability is 0.00000 infinite times. That means it is 0. Probability is 0. But still life has happened, creation has happened, planet has been formed. When you look at this, they say, how can something with a probability of 0 come about and happen? It is impossible. That means somebody has made it happen. Some intelligence, some energy, something has made it happen which we don't know. That much they can understand. But again, that understanding, many Nobel laureates and physicists and scientists come to this conclusion. But if we ask them, please give some mathematical equation or your research analysis by which we can understand this, they cannot. They can only give this some basic understanding, basic logic, and they can try to explain. That's all. Therefore, in short, through science, because science dwells, the domain of science is Prakriti, and Prakritebhyaha param yacha achintyasya lakshanam. Something which is beyond Prakriti, How can you understand? It is not possible to understand. That is what the Mahabharata is also stating. That is what the Vedanta Sutras are also stating.